what the flock is cooking. Flock up and flock off, not you. Stick around because it's about to go down. You know, flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagleversity on a Maniac Monday with the Eagle Maniac. Yeah, back like we never left on Maniac Monday. Excitement. Yeah. Rah rah. I'm currently recording this from the Windless Protection Program where I've been for the last 2 weeks. I don't even know how to operate in this space, man. This is trash. Two game losing streaks in the same season. We haven't seen this in quite some time, bro. This is stupid. I don't like this. I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit not one bit. I don't even... Where do we even start, man? These people is out here going crazy, bro. Crazy. You got people talking. Jalen Hurts got to go. Sirianni is the problem. What the fuck is we like? And I've been told to get a grip in the comments. Like, relax, dude just won a Super Bowl. Yeah, PHlock won a Super Bowl, but I mean, like, did he really? Like, this dude, he's like the assistant to the assistant manager. Like, who is, like, come on, man. And that's the thing that drives me the most crazy about this. You know, I get it, faith and following your heart and things of that sort. And in the beginning of the season, the players said as much. You know, they believe in Kevin PHlock. He believes in them. They got a good rapport. Back and forth is dope. Jalen Hurts wasn't complaining the way he normally complains. When we switch an offensive coordinator, I figure he's now become, I guess, amiable or accepting to the fact that this is just the way it goes. This is the price of winning. So, you know what I mean? If this is what we got to deal with, first world problems type it. You feel me? But at some point, man, something's got to give. And I understand there's a whole lot of things at play where we got offensive linemen different. Tyler Steen is no Mekhi Becton, and we got Jurgens hurt. We got Dickerson hurt, and we don't want to make excuses. And then now Lane Johnson, we know how that thing goes when he's hurt. I thought we were over that hump with Jalen Hurts. Whenever he's out, you know, things go out. There's been times in the last few seasons with Jalen Hurts where we overcame the loss of Lane Johnson here and there. But to the whole main thing, we'll start with Sirianni. Like, I mean, you people got to calm the flock down, dogs. We got a man, the most winningest coach in Eagles history over his first 5 years, and I'm seeing people in the comments saying Sirianni is the problem, albeit perhaps some of his mediocre principles lend us to what we're seeing on the field this year, but it's kept us tried and true. We had an identity over the last few years. People knew who the flock we was. And now, since that we have issues on the offensive line, you see that run game is not the same. You can't blame, a coach can't get out there on the field, man. We heard Nick Foles say it himself. You know, the coaches, they coach. They've dropped the plays, but the players make the plays come alive. And if we don't got the players to put these things into fruition, and we know Jeff Stoutland is the greatest offensive line coach of all time. So we're talking about the greatest offensive line coach of all time matched with the greatest coach in Eagles history. I mean, call it what you want to call it. I don't give a flock. Like, sometimes you just got to be real with yourself. It is what it is. The proof is in the pudding. The wins are there. What are you, like, I just don't get it. And if that can't come together, you just have to sit back and, you know, let things fall where they may. You know, all we can do as fans right now is hold out hope that the championship DNA pushes us past and over the hump that we're currently in right now. What else can we do? I mean, I'm switching footballs. I got stress balls. I got footballs. I got hats, remote controls, cups. I'm moving all kinds of things around over here. Actually, I haven't even been doing that over the last few weeks. Maybe I need to step back into my superstitions. Feels like the therapy has been working here. That being said, we'll move on to, that's just my stance on Nixon Sirianni. That's my coach, man. He wears it on his arm. He's proven to us that he's not negligible of making adjustments. Perhaps this is a bit to do with the change in defensive coordinator in 23, and I hate that we keep bringing up 23 because there are glaring differences between these two seasons, but there are also glaring similarities, albeit that year, a lot of people I see bringing up the Brian Johnson thing. The offense really wasn't really that much of a problem. Speaking with Gordo Flacco, he was like, okay, it wasn't the biggest problem. He was still top 10, but you still know it was a little bit off, so that's why you go and get a Kellen Moore to get us over that hump, because when you have Super Bowl aspirations, I said the SB word, but when you have aspirations to get to the top spot in the league, you got to make top spot in the league decisions. Yeah, you get it? What the flock I'm saying. You got to make moves like, you know, just because you're there are things that can be done to make it better. And albeit people must remember last year we didn't score, and I know it sounds like a broken record. We didn't score in the first quarter to week 9. This was not some gangbusters offense that people would think like. It was just that we were getting, what do they call it, measurables? explosives through the run game, and that's rare. You know what I mean? You're usually going to get your explosive plays out of the pass game, a few in the run game. But, I mean, dog, it was almost at a point where you could set your clock to it. Once a game, we were going to get like sometimes twice a game, 60-yard, 30, 40, and I believe the explosives are anywhere from 20 up. So, and sidebar, watching Kenny Gainwell out there. Could we have spared, a little bit of change for that, man? It seems like whenever he touches the ball out there in Pittsburgh, he's making something happen, man. Shout out to Kenny G with the sweet feet music, man. Missed that dude. Who would have thought I'd miss him this much? But, I mean, I thought Shipley would step right into that role, not trying to diminish what Kenny Gainwell did for us. Still, perhaps that goes back to the play calling, getting Shipley out there in space, having him do something, getting the ball in Bigsby's hands a bit more, not sitting here saying that Saquon has lost a step or whatever. Things are just not falling quite the right way. Keep saying we're right there. And I mean, when you keep saying that, it's just letting to us fans that have been watching this game forever, like, well, when you lose 0.1, 0.2 seconds on a step, that's going to be the difference between just getting there and getting there, I hope that's not the case. I hope they're really on the track to bringing these explosives back and the pass game, and that's going to lend us into Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, Sirianni, get out of here with that. I'm not hearing that, so that's my stance on that. Like, that's our coach. Like, he gets these guys to go, and these guys believe in him. I don't care what no one says, all the BS and the guff and the bluff and all of that, man. We win over – the Eagles have won over the past 5 years under the leadership of Nick and Sirianni. You feel me? And then also that being in tandem with Jalen Hurts. The dude wins. So, I'm a little, of course, like most of us, when we're losing, we're going to be, oh, man, they talking about busted up. What are they talking about? That's Swagoo's segment on NFL Live. I just saw the Eagles pop up first with the Flock. They told me, what are we busting up, stupid? I don't know, probably something bad. But we've got Jalen Hurts, and like I said, we've in the midst of losing, we're all going to have our hot takes, but we all got to cool out. We got a few days since the loss. We got, and not to mention some of the best case scenarios occurred on Sunday for us to keep this thing attainable, achievable, to get to where we want to go as far as the 1 seed. But regardless of what, as the Jalen Hurts thing goes, people talking about here, tandem and key. Like, come on, as you stupid. Like, we see dudes do a few things in the preseason and we think they could do the things that this man does. Of course, maybe a spot start here and there, sure. But Jalen Hurts is that dude. And I'm talking to bro-in-law, Maniac, Jets fan, crazy. Like, we're talking not so much comparing Jalen and Justin Fields. It's just like, you see some of those things that get you mad about Justin Fields. You like, you see that overthrow, or perhaps Smitty not sitting down when he wanted him to sit down. Maybe that's what the route called for. We'll never know. But Smitty decides to keep on running. And he's sitting there looking at Jalen like, what are you doing? I keep going. You lead me. That's a touchdown. Jalen Hurts is like, bro, the play calls for you to sit down. Stay right there. What are you doing? I don't know if Jalen Hurts was mad at himself or whatever. The Eagles have re-signed Terrace Marshall. Like, why is the Eagles... Why am I getting clickbait? Things are rough when the Eagles site is clickbait. Eagles signed second-round pick to the roster. Like, dog, we've been doing this with Terrace Marshall all year. I do not need an alert for Terrace Marshall going off the practice squad, coming back to the practice squad, albeit unless it turns out to him being the... And that's another thing people forget. I know I brought it up a few weeks ago. Johnny Wilson, not being there, a blocking wide receiver, plays a big part in our run game. So there's a whole lot of things missing when people talk about the Barkley thing. But back to Jalen Hurts. All this dude does is win. And you see the talent in Justin Fields, like from the neck down. Just pause. Justin Fields has all the attributes you want a quarterback to have. Up here, you seen that double clutch, and I was speaking to how, we're still seeing Jalen Hurts do that sometime, and it's like, bro, just let that thing go, man. But in the fourth quarter, when we need it, he goes crazy. You saw that drive in the fourth quarter when we absolutely positively needed points. He went and got them things, like just driving down the field effortlessly. So then bro-in-law Maniac tells me, he's like, but see what that's the difference. Like when it's time to do it, that Jalen Hurts could do. I said, what, you're right. Whenever it's all or nothing, more often than not, like in the Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl appearances, he's not double clutching, he's not pump faking, none of that. He's seeing the objective and he's going to achieve it. That's his modus operandi. That's what he's trying to do. That's the whole MO. Like, you kidding me? So, and you can't deny that. You can't poo-poo that. All we want is a little bit more, dare I say Tom Thibodeau, because this is the NFL. It's different than all these other sports with 30 million games a season, right? This is 17 games. So you don't have time to be out here playing. I understand it's chess, not checkers, which is another dope point. Go to Flacco. Oh, I don't know if it was Mega Maniac or Maniac Jr. I don't know. Just like for an offensive coordinator interview, bro, you got to win 3 chess games in a row against somebody, bro. I don't care if it's like, you got a top dude, somebody in the organization, like prove that you can strategize, see something happen, change and come and go the other way or flip, like something, man. How is you out here when we can see the plays coming, man? Like, what are we doing? It used to, we all know, after extended rest, longer rest, we see Sirianni over his career. I believe he's undefeated, But now we could pretty much set it in stone that if it's a short week, we ain't doing nothing out there, especially offensively. Like 2 games that we thought were going to benefit us, short week, quick turnaround. We'll get the taste out of our mouth. Nope, another L against the Giants and now against the Bears. Over short weeks, we're catching L's. There's going to be no adjustments. We can barely adjust in a game. Now you're talking about only giving us 4 days? Nah, man, we need we can only do half a game, it seems like. Once again, rear this ugly head. Like we're looking, I don't want to say great in the first half. No. We look bad in the first half. So I looked at Mega Mania like, you know what? Well, this bodes well for us. Being that we only play 1 good half at a time, this might actually work in our favor. You know what? And things did look a little bit better in the second half. Didn't quite get us to the goal that we wanted. But them's be the breaks sometimes, right? But as far as Jalen Hurts goes, when it's time for him to put his pedal to the metal, finger to the pedal, yeah, I'm out of it, y'all. I need this. Like, I need a freaking fucking Petula on the witness protection, bro, because somebody's gonna kill that motherfucker, bro. So, Jalen Hurts, that's our quarterback. I'm not gonna sway crazy like everyone else has been, man. I just think, and then that's the other thing, man. Watching all day football yesterday, you just see it. You see some of these plays that these other teams draw up. Got a guy coming underneath, and I thought one of the plays on Friday was actually we were doing that, but then I saw like no guys are going all once again just like weird ass concepts. What's the point of them? Who are we scheming open? What are we doing here? You're seeing guys open left and right. Oh, they're like, and then I'm watching the Colts game. A similar play, you got a guy going over, then a guy coming over the top, then a guy underneath breaks back that way, takes the safety with him, and then you've got a guy that's opened up now. Either way, the safety has to make a decision, and then the quarterback goes where the safety isn't, So, hey, give my guy the answers, man. I'm trying not to hang this all on Petula because I know there's so many things at play, but I can't help myself. I'm sorry, Drew. Oh, boy. Like, I can't do it anymore. I'm trying to see the forest through the trees, but all I see is debris. I don't know, man. But good news, the Rams lost yesterday, so that keeps us only 1 game out of the top spot. And much like I believe Rich Eisen was saying, I thought, it sounded not really far-fetched, but like, a lot of things have to happen in order for that to happen. He was like, the Bears, when he was telling us to calm down last week, the Bears-Eagles game could quite possibly be for first place if the Rams lose, albeit possibly not to Carolina on Sunday, and that's exactly what played out. You had the winner of the Bears-Eagles game is now in the 1 seed, albeit now they hold the tiebreaker against us. Sun shines on the dog's ass, man. They had that number. They had a lot of guys on that team with a lot of fire in them that wanted a lot of revenge. You're talking about the C.J. Gardner-Johnsons, a whole bunch of guys. And then C.J. C.J. over there geeking on us, giving a wink. Like, yeah, we knew what was coming over there. Like, it's predictable. You put that thing in Jalen Hurts' hand, we do a little bit of hurry up, and it's odd to me. I believe they say the same thing about Kansas City has the same problem. When they play hurry up, they're moving that thing up and down the field. Why don't these coaches implement that more? There's got to be a reason, a method to the madness. Perhaps they're saving and keeping it in their pocket, maybe. Then it's also a matter of complementary football. You kind of want to get your defense a little bit of rest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but we got to get these points up, especially us. If that's the route we got to go, let's go. It seems like we always come out with a good, first drive script. I missed almost the whole first quarter last week. That's on me. I can't believe that happened. I thought the game didn't start till 3:30. I tripping. Call it a Thanksgiving hangover. I don't know. But that is the good news. We're only one game out of the top spot. Really two games if the Bears stay there. Got a good game going on tonight. My fantasy teams are doing their thing, so a lot of things are looking well. Just me, I would trade all of those things for Eagles W. Like no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's how this thing goes over there. And the other good news is that we also have a long week. When we play Friday, we don't play again till Monday night. I never want to harp on anyone's injuries and seeing that as a benefit to us, but it is what it is. We've got guys out. They've got guys out, quite possibly Justin Herbert, the top guy. And I don't hold any stock in any of these things anymore because any given Sunday, this is NFL. I'm not just going to say, if he's out, we definitely win. Albeit it could possibly give us a better chance, man. Jackson Dart. I fucking hate that. He's too fucking cool. What the hell? He as cool as our dudes, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't tell nobody I said that. I'm tripping over here. But that's a good game tonight. Love to see the Giants go down. I got Drake May going in one of my leagues. The dude I'm going against got Drake May going in one of the leagues, so it's one of those deals. But it doesn't seem like I need any of these things to happen exclusively to win. But that's a whole other thing. Back to the game coming up next Monday. We've got, like I said, that's an extra 2 days. We had off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 10 days, you know what I mean? A little mini bye going on. So hopefully that gets us back to health a bit quicker, a bit faster. Stronger, better, fastest coming out against the Chargers. That's in LA. We always get that LA love. Not to mention yesterday, a little bit of California love down in North Carolina. I want to take my shirt off and wave around my head like a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? So we got that going on. The Eagles fans always travel well to LA, albeit San Diego. Where are they at again? Yeah. I think last time we played them out there, they was in San Diego. I think I was at Jimmy V's, throwing it up there in CT, watching that game. And, it came down to the final seconds. Was that a Jake? Jakey. Yeah, we got to get that guy back on track. So going out there to Cali, like I said, we travel well, so that's a good thing. We got 10 days. Quite possibly Justin Herbert could be out of that game, so things could pan out in the right direction and we could avoid another slide like we had in 23. I hate to compare it, but it's starting to become creepily familiar. Like my stomach's bubbling. Everything is green, even my gut. So I don't like those. But the good prospects are, like I said, let's stay positive. We got 10 days. They got some things that they got to deal with, and hopefully the things that we deal with, and things come out better because of it. Like perhaps the Bears game is the loss that we needed. I never like to hearken or lean on things like that, but I mean, it is what it is. That's what we're going to have to hope. I saw something about Stephen A out here talking about our loss to the Bears is worse than the Rams' loss to the Panthers. But meanwhile, just a few weeks ago, it was the Packers' loss to the Panthers. It was like, they took a slip. It was a trap game. Like, people need to start respecting those Panthers. People need to start respecting teams across the board, period. This is the NFL. Any given Sunday, things go down. It gets crazy. You saw this whole weekend was nothing but upset central. So, anything can happen. And on my rationale, like, nothing is an upset. This is all par for the course. This is what happens in the NFL, So, we just got to put on our big boy pants and start smacking some ass. You know what I'm saying? BTA all day. Pause. You know what I'm trying to say. But let's flock and go to the next time. Make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You know how I like to do around the sun, about the time, at the time. So these eagles are clock around here. Open your eagle eye. Poke your beak in and give it and say it with me with a little enthusiasm. People, come on. It's still a go Birds. Eagles fly 24/7, 365. EAGLES. Eagles. Let's fucking go, yo. Man, we got this thing going. That's all. A little hiccup, a little bump in the middle of the road. Then we take that thing over. Fly down like a bird. And tear heads off and talons and all that. Get crazy.